bailar contigo este ritmo tan sabroso que está bueno de verdad. Pimentoso, dulce y sabroso, poderoso. Que yo quiero bailar contigo, que yo quiero gozar. Ahora comprometida esta noche de verdad. Quiero bailar contigo, que yo quiero gozar. Ahora es tu cara bonita y este ritmo que me agita. Quiero bailar contigo, que yo quiero gozar. Ahora, ay, ahora sí, que traigo fuerza en mis camiones. Quiero bailar, agárrate y entrégate que estás rodeada de sabor. Ay, no baila con este mambo. De veras. Aprovecha que me llevan a la cena. Hace rato que yo, hace rato que pero ven conmigo. Que yo quiero bailar, que yo quiero gozar esta noche. Mira contigo. Claro que estoy diciendo que vamos a bailar Yo quisiera, pero bailar. Hace rato que yo te busco, señora.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Diamond Rivera, and this is the Live Discussions with Diamond podcast, episode 161. And before we get started, this episode is sponsored by Tu Bachata Radio. And what you just saw was an amazing routine titled Contigo by Karel Flores and Bruno Rodriguez. And tonight's special guest is the videographer behind that amazing video. And we're taking it from Miami all the way to New York City with the one and only JC Boo.
Noise.
JC. Oh my God. First, before anything, I mean, that video, the angles, the intent as we talked about that term, just everything within that video was flawless, man. Just seriously, congrats on an amazing visual.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Diamond, for having me over. Thankfully, a video like this is what brought me to your channel. So I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, as we've talked as well, myself being a performer for many years in New York, people like Karel, formerly from Yamule, but has also made her own mark throughout the years and traveled the world. Seeing a visual like that from a person that I can tell just doesn't have a camera in their hand, just truly understands how to capture a subject, it was so important to have you here. Of course, the artists that we see and who are performing are important, but for me as well, showing love and appreciation to the visual artists means even more because it's people like you and I that create those memories that, you know, a phone can't always capture.
Absolutely. I mean, they're amazing. It's always all about the artist when it comes to film. But there's times where we have to take the moment, right? And then capture those angles that we know are going to look great. Because when you're filming with the phone or you're an artist or you're a dancer, for example, you at times don't think of those little details that we're obsessed over, right?
It's true. I mean, because as we've talked as well, understanding, you know, the amount of times you have to go over a scene just to get the right shot, the right lighting, everything entails. But we'll get more into that later. But as here on the podcast, as we always do, we always take it back and try to give people an understanding of who the guest is, as yourself, before the visuals, before the success, and kind of help us understand who JC Boo is.
Let's go. I mean, let's go for it.
Yeah, so basically my focus here is now, if we're taking it all the way back kind of give us an understanding of your upbringing, what your childhood was like, and then growing up, and how were you always involved in media, or did it kind of fall into your lap?
Ooh, so no. First of all, I'm Cuban. I was
Hmm.
born there. I came when I was 12 years old to Miami. I moved to
Hmm.
Miami, not New York. Um, just before the move, when I was like 5, 6, I picked up a camera. Somebody had a random camera around, and I remember like a little kid just holding this camera. I took it and I went and I was filming my mom, and I went around the neighborhood showing off the camera. So there was something there. I remember they took it away from me, and I was just crying, right? Like I was upset. Like I didn't know why I was so upset about the whole situation. So then years later, I moved to Miami, and then I found this school was called Salsa Lovers, right? So I
Hmm.
started as a DJ. I was like the class DJ. I would just come on the microphone and say, "All right, instructors, we're now ready for the first song." Like
Wow.
it was that kind of gig, right? So then I saw the instructors and I saw the dancers. We're talking about like Denise Cambria.
Oh, yes,
Um,
yes,
yeah,
definitely
like
remember.
we went to high school together. So she was one of the instructors there. Then my best friend who got me the job, one of my best friends, he's like, listen, they're looking for somebody, come over and they'll give you the job for sure. So they gave me the job. I fell in love with the salsa music, right? Like I fell in love with the dancing. I fell in love with the people and how they were dancing with each other. Like I just fell in love with all of that. So then I befriended one of the instructors who later on became my brother, Sebastian Hart Blue. You know who he is. He's amazing, and he taught me like my first basics. We
Hmm.
started going out little by little, and I just fell in love with the dancing world, right? Moving forward,
Yeah.
I got hired to do a commercial for
Okay.
not a commercial, a music video for Willie Chirino.
Okay.
So they were like, oh, we need salsa dancers. The director was one of my students, and that's how I got the job.
Okay.
So
All
look
right.
how
All
the
right. So
whole world.
it's the notion of who you know. Hey, who you knew
Right.
at that point helped, and
Yeah, I was just obsessed with dancing. Like I
yeah.
wanted to dance no matter where. And then he gave me the job. It was amazing, right? So I've finished this entire day of production, and I'm like, wow, I really like this. You can get paid and
Yeah.
dance. I love it. I love it. So that's how everything started, right? So I got an agent. I had a manager. So little by little, started booking jobs, and and that's how I came in front of the camera, right? So that was the artist life. I did
Hmm.
a KFC commercial. Um, I did Chef the movie as extras. Like I was doing it
Oh,
all, right?
wow.
Anything that you can do in front of the camera, I was available and I was doing it. And then I needed headshots. I needed photos.
Yeah.
Like as as an actor or a model, like you always need photos. That was the beginning of Instagram, so everybody needed photos. So I'm like, let me just buy a camera, a cheap camera, where I can take photos of myself, take photos of my friends. I knew how to work Photoshop a little bit, so I'm like, this is perfect. And I started working on. Remember when Instagram was 15 seconds long,
Oh my
like the
God.
videos,
It
the
seems like
length.
an age ago.
That's not that long ago, but it feels like
Yeah.
it. So that's when I started. So like I started doing like this little 15-second videos, and I'm like, man, I'm in love with the process. Like I love sitting down, creating these ideas, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I have this thought, and I can just shoot it, edit it, and get it done and give it to the people, right? Like there's no middleman, there's no manager, there's no production team
Hmm.
that has to check this work. Like it was my ideas, put it on Instagram, and good to go. So that's how I fell in love with the entire production part of it.
Wow, that's interesting. And you even talking about those 15-second videos, because we actually have one of those videos. So let's check it out. Let's see what you think.
Patty cake with no hands. Got me in this club making wedding plans. If I take pictures while you do your dance, I can make you famous on Instagram. Hot damn it.
Oh man. What was that? Tell me, explain to us, what was that about?
So I was playing with that, right? So
Okay.
there I was acting and modeling, like
Okay.
that was my gig back then. So I was they invited me to an event. So I get there. My friend and I will always have a camera. Him when we started, him and I were like, we need a camera. Let's get a better camera now. Let's go half and half. We'll buy the camera and then like we'll take it everywhere, and we'll have a media team with us the entire time. You shoot me, I shoot you, and like that's how we're gonna do it. So that was the game plan. So we went to that event, and then it was him. I was just taking some pictures in the step and repeat for Instagram, and then he came in, he took the shot, he gave me the shot, and I just edited it real quick. Like I was doing what was it? iMovie? That's how I started editing.
Oh yes, that's how I started myself. The old Apple iMovie, the purple stars they call it. Man, that's interesting. So, it's also something that I found really appealing was talking about salsa lovers, because from the people I've interviewed over this past year, a lot of them mainly are either bachata dancers, salsa dancers, zouk dancers, kizomba dancers, and I don't get a lot of rueda casino dancers and on one dancers. I do have some, but I think it's really appealing and realizing, especially in Florida, in Miami, but Florida itself, the history, the richness of how important rueda is. So kind of give us an understanding for the novice person, what would they expect in a salsa lovers class or a rueda casino class?
Well, like you said, casino is dance on one. Here in New York, we dance on two, right? So there's a difference there. So my basic was always on one. I taught on one. So my strongest skill is on one, right? So when it came to rueda, obviously it comes from like the Cuban roots. And then I used to see it in Cuba many times, like my dad would do ruedas with my mom, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Then I went to the school and they were teaching. It was an easier format for teaching, right? Because you can have a large amount of people, you do a rueda, and then you do the turn pattern, and then you switch. So I think that's why it was a better understanding. But it was always something that, in Miami was working. Yeah. Because you always had you always had a grandma, you always had a mom, you always had somebody that knew how to dance a little bit, right? Like just the basic casino. So then you will see the casino, it was something relatable to you. So a lot of people will go to salsa lovers to try to get those basics, just to learn enough to go to a party and dance, right? Like with your grandma and your girlfriend or whatever. Yeah. So that's how it started. I mean, I love casino. To this day, it's one of my favorite things to call rueda and dame una, dame dos. Booyah, all of that stuff is like something so close to my heart that no matter where we are, whenever we go back to the Miami Salsa Congress, like we always do a rueda, that's our thing. But we don't see it. We don't see it around the world. Like we don't see it as much here. I know there's a school close by that teaches a little bit of basic, but nothing as big as Miami.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. For me, my first experience of rueda casino was Florida, but also New Orleans, realizing that New Orleans as well had a history with rueda, and many people like Dejan started out with rueda. And for me as well, understanding over the years, places like Florida, LA, New York, how similar but different the scenes are, especially like you said, on one, on two. For many people, like they're like, what is that? But understanding those worlds. But for me now, my question to you is, of course you've known to just have a camera around, and now you're booking gigs or doing that. My question is to you is, when did you figure out, or was there a moment that, maybe during editing or post or what have you, that you noticed your skill set advancing?
Well, that's a good question, because I still judge my work heavily, right? Like I still don't feel that my work is to the standards where I want them to be, right? So the more I edited, the more I knew there was something there. But it was more about the feeling that I was getting from within, right? Like the excitement of finishing that project and let's go, we can upload it now. Like that was the point. That to me was what was giving me life. So it wasn't so much like a moment that I was like, this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. I think as I got a little bit older and I saw the opportunities, or I had an odd job, right, that I wasn't happy with, that's when I was like, I need to make a change, right? Like, I need to do something. And this is a way for me to express myself that made me feel happy. And like, I felt like I wasn't working because I was doing what I love, you know? So it never felt like an odd job. And that's why, like after 2021, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to go full blown on this.
And then, like you said, going full blown in it, was it initially going into the dance events, or was it doing other outside work besides that?
So, like I said, I was like doing my cool video, my 15-second videos with my friends. That was the first step, right? Like, so we will go to events and I will do like a quick recap of that event. Then I had salsa lovers around, and then we love the Miami Salsa Congress. I've been going there since 2008, 2007. So it was a congress that the first time I went, I fell in love with the entire world. I'm like, wait, everybody's coming from the world to Miami to dance. That's something that blew my mind, right? So I'm like, I need to be a part of this no matter what. So my friend and I, we offer our services. We're like, listen, let us come into your events. It's Rene Gates is like, he's the owner of Salsa Lovers. So he's like one of, like, I grew up next to this man, and you know, I look up to him. He's awesome, and he helped me a lot, right? So he gave us the first opportunity to be like, come to my event, do what you do, and we'll see where it goes from there. Since the first year, I mean, we keep coming back. My friend Sebastian, he's running the social media account. I go over there and I create content. We have the Abundance crew, you know, just takes care of that event. And then that's when I was like, okay, this is something that I can see myself doing.
And that's special because I've talked to many videographers or photographers, and for some people it's a moment, for some people it's gradual, for some people it's still in the process. So I definitely hear that a lot, and just hearing it from you and understanding it, that's a new perspective. And you know, I realized too, being from a performer, going into videography in terms of the dance world, and especially places like Miami where entertainment is endless. I mean, I think for me, that's kind of like a deer in the headlights, just everything hitting you. So what was it like, you know, or what was that first event that you did as a dance event filming? What was that experience like for you?
I mean, it was incredible. So let me just say something real quick, because there was a moment. You remember when bachata started going streaming?
Absolutely.
Right, like it was huge. Right? The entire world loved bachata, and it was huge. Like Ataque la Alemana were blowing up at the time. Just bachata was the thing, and I fell in love with salsa. Like, I love bachata. I love to dance it with my girl. Please don't ask me to dance bachata. I get super uncomfortable. I don't know what to do with myself. But I fell in love with salsa. And I've seen throughout the years that salsa has gone down a little bit, right? Like in popularity and in everything. Just like salsa is not as popular as bachata. So one of my main goals when I picked up a camera was, I want to keep this world alive, right? Like, I don't want this to be, I don't know what other rhythm has gone away completely, but I don't want this style of music to disappear, because I'm in love with it, right? So salsa to me is a passion project. So when it comes to like going on an event and shooting this artist, I'm doing it because like I want to keep pushing it, right? Like when I film this dancers, like I love the art, I love the music, I love what the you know, everybody who puts that event together. That's my main goal. Then when it comes to the rest, the editing, all that stuff, that's extra, right? Like that's just the things that we have to do as creators. But that's the main goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, realizing how the responsibility that you have of capturing a moment that otherwise may not be captured, or if it is, usually with an iPhone moving around, and if you're not a trained videographer or just a media person, you're not going to know maybe capturing this side visuals a lot better than just straight center. And that's something I've had to learn over the years of being a novice, of literally for 5 years since 2016, I've done over 300 events and I'm still learning.
Wow.
And that was me pushing myself of saying, I'm not only going to film the scene, I'm going to do interviews with the people in the scene. I'm going to get to know us as dancers, but also I want to learn from the videographers. It was me watching videos of you even before Gadel and Bruno, when I was watching the Alex and Desiree visuals and things from far. It was me now putting the pieces together. But I would say one video in particular that I'll try to push up here was when I saw you dancing at ADC. And that is now where we're going to go. Because, you know, for many people who don't know, I haven't been there yet myself. My wife has. But ADC, the Aventura Dance Cruise, which is legendary. And, you know, for me looking at visuals, I'm like, wait, I'm seeing this guy on Instagram that I'm talking to, setting up this interview. And I'm like, now I know where I've seen him before. And it's like these visuals from ADC. But really my question to you is now, you know, of course, being a videographer, being able to travel, meet people, going from a Congress now to a dance cruise, kind of give me and the audience an understanding of what like the Aventura Dance Cruise is all about.
Well, Aventura Dance Cruise is an amazing event. If you've seen it on social media, you know what it's all about, right? Like it's all these amazing dancers stuck in this huge boat, and then it's nonstop. Like it was insane. Like I had a blast. That year, that weekend was my birthday weekend, the first year that I went. And so I had like my birthday celebration, but I was ready to work, right? Like it was my first time working with them. So it was like, I need to do the best of my abilities. I was taking care of the social media at the time. So that was the goal, right? To go in there and make sure that I capture everybody having fun and just give like that Miami lifestyle that that is known for, right? So being on that cruise was a great experience. Moshe is a great guy. Like he gave me that opportunity, and I ran with it. You know, I fell in love with it because there's few events that you can go and do your job, but also be able to enjoy it, right? Enjoy a little bit of it, and that was one of them. So that's why they knew who I was, so they were like, we got to get a video of you dancing. I have my boy Kev. He was like, give me the camera, break it down one time, like, because that video was also valuable for social media. So I'm like, whenever you see me dancing, just start recording because we're going to use this as well.
Hey.
So it's a great event. It was a great event, and I loved that opportunity because I learned so much more about my equipment. I learned about humidity. I learned about so many little details, so many headaches that I had with my equipment or my computer.
Yeah.
But I love that experience to the fullest, for sure.
Man, and it's awesome the way you answered that, because that helped me transition to where I was going next of understanding, and I call this segment understanding variables, understanding that, or adapting to your environment. And as a videographer or photographer, it's very important that I believe, I see just as you have adhered to, of understanding the environment around you and realizing, like you said, humidity counts, lighting especially counts, you know, just everything. Because I think too, many people think it's just that easy of film a video and that's it. But no, it really, no. I believe, in my humble opinion, that whenever you're capturing anything, that's a moment. That's something, it's history. Whatever you're capturing is history at that moment. And the way you present that is also a representation of you and your brand. So for me now, what were some of those like initial variables or things you had to adapt to now going to dance parties, congresses, festivals, events? What were kind of the maybe challenges you kind of faced maybe coming into it?
Well, the first thing will have to be lighting, sound, then stability, right? In that order. Because when you're in an event, music is usually loud. You know, you have a live band, and then if you get on stage and you record the band, if if it's blowing your microphone, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that clip doesn't work at all. The only thing that you can do is a boomerang, take the sound off, and you know, you can do something with that content, but it's not that money content. So then it comes to lighting. If you are underexposed or your camera doesn't have the capabilities to get that great shot at nighttime, that's it. That's another clip that, you know, that might not be usable because it's grainy and you don't like it. And then stability. I'm Cuban. I drink a lot of coffee. I move my hands a lot, as you can see. And so when I didn't have a stabilizer, man, my shots were drunk.
Wow.
Every shot was like, I would drive myself crazy, and then I would try to use it like a stabilizer tool on Premiere, and it was not working at all. So to me, those are like the three things that made a huge difference in my work, right? Obviously, you need good glass, you need a good camera, but let me tell you, content is king, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what nobody tells you, like we bring down people recording with phones, but I also use my phone.
Yeah,
I also use, you know, I don't have the most expensive camera. Obviously, I'm hoping to upgrade soon, but sometimes it's not so much the, you know, the glass or the camera that you have in your hands, but what you do with it, right? Like your ideas. What are you shooting? You know that events, you need to show the dancing, right? You can't crop the legs. If you crop the legs, where is the dancing? I don't know if they're on time. It looks beautiful up here, but where is the dancing? So those are the little details that you always have to remember, right? Like, let me give you another one. I love to shoot, but not keep just a steady shot, right?
Yeah.
Like, I like to pan in, maybe get a facial expression, but then pan out again. But always with the conscious thoughts of, I need to make sure that I see their legs, and I need to make sure that that I'm showing the quality or the ideas that I have on my mind, if that makes any sense.
Oh, you know, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. And it's when you say that, because it's those variables and things you have to adapt to that the common attendee has no idea. They think because they saw the camera in their view, you caught them, and I need it now. And it's maybe, no, I wasn't capturing you. I was capturing someone else.
The person behind you.
But also me as well, having to learn when you talked about live bands, because a lot of promoters and organizers don't understand that everything has to be in place in order to get the content you want. You can't tell me to shoot this video with this couple and, hey, I need it really clear, but you basically gave me no spotlight, no lighting, nothing at all. And maybe I have to have my own, I get it. But usually at a Congress and festival, you want to make sure the lights, because you're also thinking about the photographers. There's so many things that go, or whether it's a live stream. And for me as well.
Sorry to interrupt you, but when it comes to events, like, we are hoping to have the best environment, but they're not going to adjust to us. We have to adjust to them. So that's why it's very important to be very well prepared. Make sure that you always have extra lights, that you have extra batteries, that you have all these little things that are going to make your job easier, right? So then when when you deliver the job, they're not like, what is this noisy, dark shot? Like, I don't like this. I don't like it. So we have to adapt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just think too is that it definitely works well when you actually have a relationship with the promoters and organizers and also the production managers. I think that's one thing I've learned over the years, is have a great relationship with your lighting crew, production managers, because also too, I tell a lot of filmers, especially in the dance scene, if you're at a Congress, get BTS shots, get those tech rehearsal shots, get things. You never know what moment you capture that will be a hit, because it can be something so subtle. It can be that facial expression, like you said, because that is something I'm keen on. I can't enjoy filming a dance with one person really happy and the other one extremely scared. And, you know, I have to let people know, I'm sorry I didn't post this, because the person you danced with has no idea what's happening and they look scared, even though you know what you're doing. I think there's so many. I think one of the biggest variables also is the environment, the people. And now that helps me segue to my next question is, what is it like, is it kind of smooth sailing when you're at a Congress event, especially the social dancing? Somebody's like, I need you to capture social dances. Do you feel for you it's an easy, smooth transition? You can move around, or are there always those moments that people just do things that just make you say, what's going on?
I mean, that's a tough question, because it's hard to shoot like social dancing content, especially if the location is small, then you don't have that much space to back out, right? So if you don't have a full frame, and you're cropping the legs, that's it. Like, that shot doesn't work. But I've had things like people messing up in turn patterns, or they step over their feet. Like, I try not to upload that content, right?
Gotcha.
Unless it's very small, right? Like, the error is so small that you can't really tell. But most of the time, like, I try to hold on to those clips. A lot of times, they're asking me, hey, do you have that clip? It's like, I don't want to give you that clip. You're going to give me a shout out, and then the clip is not that good, right? Or I'm probably going to take the time, I'm going to edit it, and then you don't use the clip because you didn't like how you looked or when you fell, right? So to me, that's one of the main issues. And then when it comes to just having your equipment, I mean, now we have lighter cameras, but most of the time, like, if you have a microphone, if you have a light, and then any extra, if you have the monitor on top, like, I try not to have a monitor because it's just so much weight. So let's say that you're recording 15 to 20 dances, this is what promoters are asking for. The pain in your back the next day is insane, right? Like, after our Congress, I need to take a week off and, like, ice my entire back, go to do cryo. I need to get a massage. Like, there's so many pain feelings that I get after Congress because I'm on the go, right? When you know how it is, when you're in an event, you're on the go. You don't think about it. You're holding it, and then I'm gonna stand up a little bit here. It's gonna be a little weird, but let's say that I have people here and I have to get this shot from the side. Like, this position,
that's not supposed to be that way.
It's not normal. My body's gonna let me know tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I think too, is that a lot of, like, the natural consumer, the natural attendees, and even artists don't recognize is, sometimes you have to be put in that position in terms of getting that shot, because sometimes they think it's really easy. It's not. I give it up to photographers 110%, because to go through 500 to 1,000 shots of raw footage and just choose the ones you're going to use, that is amazing. I've transitioned from being a photographer to a videographer because I love film more. But for me, I think it's really important. And I've always said that, especially the visual artists like you, me, and many others throughout the States and abroad, of now, talking and having relationships with one another and talking about events and talking about things you want to see that's improving past COVID and, from pre-COVID till now, and understanding the dance world has changed, whether it's people who are coming in and coming out, new promoters are coming in, new investors, new events are coming. And I think more than ever, it's more important that us as visual artists speak and have these type of conversations, because, as we've talked as well, I think a really big issue in terms of the dance world is really been the appreciation as well for visual artists. Understanding you doing 10, 12, 15, 20 performances in a single night in a certain position is not healthy for you. It's not a great position, but for them, it's gold. But they don't also understand, even through COVID, going to an event now that has 500 to 800 is totally different than going to an event pre-COVID and not having that worry. And,
absolutely.
And as well, we've talked as well, just understanding that, promoters and organizers, I believe, need to understand and know the worth of everyone, especially the visual artists, because evidently, if we're not filming this, people are just seeing iPhones.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, that's good. But for an event to literally just be full of iPhone videos, it's not the best content.
Yeah, Absolutely not. I mean, that's the thing. Like now, when you think about it, right, with this amazing iPhones, like
Yeah.
or any other any phone that has a great camera can get a really good shot, right? So, but there's so many people now shooting and making
Yeah.
videos, including, let's say, like the same dancers are like they have a gimbal now and they come with a
Hmm.
stabilizer and their phone. It makes everything so much better, but it has
Yeah.
brought down the value of what we do, right? Like
Yes.
now when somebody doesn't live off this industry or these skills, it's easier to turn around a video, right? Like for us it's completely different. We have
Yeah.
clients, we have, I don't know,
Yes.
when we get hired for an event, there's like 17 to 25 videos that are met that we have to
Yes.
deliver. So the value has gone down and the expectations have gone up, right? Because there's just, everybody knows how to use a camera now.
Yeah.
So that's where it's become very difficult for us, right? And then what they need to understand is the amount of hours that it actually takes
Yeah.
to get a good job done, right? Like not just any job, but like the good job done. Like that Contigo music video, I went to rehearsals with them. I saw the entire routine, like I memorized the routine so I can study then at home and be like, this turn pattern looks better from this angle. This shot is
Hmm.
gonna look better from here. So by the time I went to film, there was already countless hours of preparation before I shot the video, right?
Yeah.
Then you shoot the video, then you spend, I don't know, 6 hours shooting the video, and then you get back home and then you watch that entire footage to find the money shot. Like Carol and I sat on the computer because I was in Miami at that time, so we sat. It was like 2, 3 in the morning after we shot the video, and we were
Yeah.
there selecting every part. Like this is good, this is good. I like this. We can use the tijera
Hmm.
split on this segment. Let's bring this in, and then you edit, which is another what, like another 6, 8 hours,
Yeah.
and then I had a friend. I have a secret weapon in Miami, which he's a graphic genius, right? So whenever like to me, I'm great at shooting, editing. Graphics is where I lack, perhaps
Hmm.
I wouldn't say lack, but I want to get better at, right?
Yeah.
So, and there's people that are amazing at graphics. That's just they have the brain for that. So
Yes.
I called him and I was like, hey, listen, let's make this happen. So there's always an investment that goes to all
Yeah.
this work, right? Like we have to spend thousands of dollars in lenses. We have to buy the best camera. And then in 6 months, the new camera's out. So you need
Yeah.
to upgrade to the next camera. So to make the story short, it's just there's value, right? When you
Yeah.
hire somebody like us that say, this is what we do. Perhaps we don't have the most expensive camera, but I'm telling you, like, I'm gonna do my research and I'm gonna do whatever it takes
Yes.
to give you the best product possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it really goes hand in hand of understanding the environment, understanding capabilities, but also adapting to the situation. But also, most importantly, as you progress, your equipment should advance as well. And
For sure.
realizing if you're investing in yourself and you're getting monetary benefits from working events, save that money, get better equipment, but
Always.
understand the equipment rather than just buying the new Canon and the new Sony that just came out. Understand how to use the camera because,
Yeah.
like you said, it doesn't matter just about the camera or the lens, it's about the person, the eye of what you're trying to capture.
Right.
Because, I would say this in the last 10 years, visuals of congresses and events have skyrocketed and ideas and imaginations just run wild. So, for me, seeing work from you and many other visual artists, it's inspiring. I admire and I watch it at home because I'm studying, I'm trying to understand why you got that angle, why you went there. And then when we have these conversations, as I said, it all makes sense because you understand the whole circle of it because it's not just one point and another point. There's so
Right.
many things that entail. So, my question to you now, before we get into our last segment called the randoms, is for the up and coming videographer, photographer, a person that wants to get into media, what are some pointers or pieces of advice that you could give for a person?
Okay. Um, I will have to say, learn your craft, right? When I started, I didn't go to school to become a filmmaker. Everything I was learning, I learned through YouTube, right? Like I had an idea, I would go to YouTube, and then somebody was showing me. So my advice is learn your craft, right? Like learn the camera that you have in hand, learn what makes your camera perform better, and then learn editing. Editing is, if I say that something else is king, editing is so important because you can have a beautiful shot, but then if you put some ugly writing, that's it. The shot is
Yeah.
ruined, right? Like the way you end, the way you start, the way you end, like focus on the little details that nobody thinks about. That's my best advice because that's what has made me a little bit different than everybody else because I'm seeing other people's work and I'm like, okay, this doesn't work in the dance community. Let me make it better.
Yeah.
And those little tweaks is what is going to make you stand out in the media space.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love that, hearing that, because again, I think the key word is learn. You're always going to be a student of the game. You always have something to learn. And for me, I've learned so much from the people around me, the people that create visuals like yourself, and just stepping out of your boundaries of, from a dance film maybe to a music video, and understanding the one thing that's constant is people. You're always going to be around people. So, for me, just seeing the work you've been able to create, even your website, it's modern, it's hip, but also it's genuine. It's something that for me, just seeing your work and knowing that you're in New York, it's like, wow, that's awesome. People come to New York all the time, don't get me wrong, but I've met so many amazing individuals from the Florida area. And you are just another example of those. And, now I think it helps us transition to our last segment called the randoms, which is about 10 questions that I have that maybe are dance related, film related, and everything in between. So, JC, all I need to know is when you are ready.
Wait, let me take a deep breath. Maybe get some water because I don't know what the questions are going.
Yeah. All right.
I'm ready.
Number one, let me hit you with a nice one. All right. You're at a Congress. You're filming a social dance. What is a huge pet peeve of yours when filming someone?
I mean, I mentioned it already. Make sure that I capture the feet. To me, that's very, very important, right? Like I focus on the shot first, and then I see my background. So let's say that if I'm shooting somebody that's dancing and there's a trash can in the back, I try not to shoot that way. I go around and make sure that I get my best possible shot, right? So that will be one of them.
Okay. And even adding to that, more or less, like the actual subjects you're filming. Like, what is something, if someone's saying you're filming me, what is something I shouldn't do on camera in order to kind of be in one of your shots, in a sense?
Okay, so definitely never stop walking, right? Like I don't know if this is gonna answer the question, but if you're gonna pass in front of the camera, walk in front of the camera with the confidence of Beyonce. I need you to walk in there and just go through it because you might make my shot look better, right? So a lot of times you get the people like, and they give you this dancing and they're stopping and it creates this awkward moment that throws me off at times, and I'm holding it. So that's one thing that if you're gonna pass, right? Like it doesn't matter if I'm filming or not. Like just pass.
Thank you. I mean, I don't know how many people don't understand that. Like, especially that is a PSA. If you are in my shot, just walk quickly because I can also edit it out because nothing's working.
And it's production value. Like you walking in front of my camera, I can grab that shot and then paste the next shot that comes in, if you know what I'm talking about. And blend in two images and it looks like, what did you do? Right?
This ain't like double dutch. You're trying to like come in, like, should I move and should I stay? Hey, I definitely agree. All right, number two, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. If you could you're at your favorite festival, congress, social, what have you, and somebody says, JC, I got the last show coming up, but I need you to tell me who it is. Who's closing the show?
Carol Flores.
Oh, okay. That was instant. I'm hoping Carol is not in the room telling you to say that.
She's not here right now. She's
Okay.
probably watching though.
Good answer. Good answer. All right, number 3. Out of your whole time of performing, filming within our dance scene, can you give me one group? You might say Carol, but besides Carol, one group for you that you filmed that have just blown you away.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Tropical Jam.
Mm.
Yeah, they came to Miami and they were one of the few artists that I fell in love with, right? Like they were so sharp and I just loved everything that they were doing. So when I filmed that show for the first time, I'm like, wow, I've 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 made it.
Hey, Tropical Gem is legendary with Fernando Sosa, but you know it's people like you that get those moments of filming them, and you also don't see how many people are impacted by seeing that because they're not able to be there with them, and you capture something that now they can just feel good about. I love it. I love it.
For
All
sure.
right, number 4. I'm gonna throw a softball question at you.
Okay.
Canon, Sony, or Lumix?
Ooh. Ooh. All right. So I started with Canon,
Okay.
and a little secret, I am transitioning to Sony. Like I'm gonna move my entire setup, and that's why it's taking me a little bit longer than I wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm making the switch. It's just performs better, higher quality, smaller files.
Yes.
It works excellent in low lighting, which most of these events are low light events. So
Yeah.
I'm moving. Oh, and one thing, this is very helpful because maybe you are a dancer or somebody who
Mhm.
wants to keep creating content for dancers. Canon has the 30-minute stop limit, right? For
Yeah.
example, when I film my Carol's class, her classes are an hour and a half long.
Yep.
It is a huge issue, right? Like I've missed so much content because I have to go and press or have something to
Yep.
present after that 30-minute mark, which, fun fact, they do that for taxes. I don't know if you knew about that. They get a commercial tax for stopping it at 30 minutes. So
Wow.
that's one of the main reasons why I'm transitioning to Sony, because I need to be able to shoot an event, or shoot
Yeah.
dancers teaching for an hour and a half, or do a live stream for 2 hours or 4 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting that you said that because I mean, with cameras, especially if you're shooting long, you want a camera that can give you don't have that limit because nothing's worse than you find out at the wrong possible time. I've
I
been there.
I've been there. I've been there
Yes,
too.
we've been there. We've been there. All right. Number 5. Besides Miami, what is one of your favorite dancing cities?
Dancing cities. Ooh, New York.
All
I
right.
mean,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
just testing you,
yeah.
just seeing.
It's just New York is amazing. I mean, I haven't traveled as much as I would like to
Mhm.
in the dance community, but New York just have something special. There's like you go to a class and everybody's like full blown, like whoever is here to make it, and they're all pushing each other,
Yeah.
and there's competition, and I don't know. I just love the dance community here.
All right, perfect. I love it. Love the support. All right, number 7. If JC isn't filming, he is doing blank.
If I am not filming, good question. Exercising.
I know you're a fit man. You like to show people how to do your abs, and you know.
That was my motto. My motto
Yeah.
there is that no, but I like to run a lot. So most of the time, like whenever I take a 5, I try to get my miles in or go get a workout. Something related to health or how to make my brain better, something like that.
All right, perfect. All right, next question. If you're at your favorite event right now and you can dance with one person besides Carol, who is it?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with my homie Denise Cambria for sure.
Yes, from
Yeah.
Iroko.
Hey. You know, we known each other since I was like 15 years old, so it's easy to like have a connection and then just grab it like, oh, I've danced with you before, you know.
Oh, perfect. I'm definitely gonna try to get Denise on here so we can confirm some of these stories here. How was it back in those days? So I definitely love that. I've seen her video with Salsa Lovers years ago. I think it was at Miami. It was,
Yeah,
and I believe you shot it. If I'm not mistaken.
probably.
Yep.
There's a high chance. It's either my boy Sebastian or myself, like one of the two.
Got you. All right, number 9. Now this one's gonna be interesting. Where did the name MistaBu come from?
Thank you for asking this question because
Of course.
I have friends on Instagram that still today don't know what my name is. Right?
Mm,
It says JC in my bio. I like to believe that it says it on there. And then MistaBu. So let's go into MistaBu. MistaBu was a name that I created. So when I started doing the whole acting thing,
yeah.
I made my name a little bit shorter because it was too long to remember. So it was my full name is Juan Carlos Diaz Bu, right? As a Latin person, we use this 2 last names.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started when I came here. They cut the JC, so Juan was what they were calling me in school, and I hated it. So I'm like, okay, JC Boo is gonna be my new nickname, right? Like I gave it to myself and it stuck with me. So Boo is my last name. It's actually Chinese, so I do have some roots from China, and so that combination of Boo came into the picture, and then when I was doing production, people loved it. Like, oh, Mr. JC Boo, like it was so catchy for people to
Yeah.
remember the Boo that I was like, I need to use this to my advantage, right? So I had like an email that said Mr. JC Boo or Mr. Boo or something like that. That's how it started, like with an email address, and then I wanted the Instagram to have that cool sound as well. So
Yeah.
they didn't have so to make it shorter, I put Mista to make it sound a little bit more hip, right? So
Okay.
it's from Mister, but I took
Yeah.
out the ER and then put Mista Boom.
Yeah.
So that's basically how it came about.
Hey, I mean, I love it. For me, just understanding kind of the lineage of the history of where that came from is interesting, knowing that you have Asian roots. So it's not just you just created this out the sky. This is
Right.
something that has been there for a while. I love it. All right. And it brings us now to our last question here. And I love asking this because I feel it's a lot more introspective. And it goes like this: JC, long after you're filming, if you're in a new phase in your life, how do you want to be remembered?
Oh, great question. I want to be remembered as the person that when you were around me, you felt this abundant and positive energy, right? Like I'm very big on energy. I feel like sometimes I'm like a dog, you know, that dogs pick up like weird energies and they
Yeah.
start barking when they don't like the person. I'm the same way. I feed off people's energy. I know when somebody's off. So to me, I'm always trying to give this energy back, right? Like for them to feel good about me, being around me. Um,
Hmm.
and somebody asked me because a lot of people say like, "Oh my God, yeah, I love JC because of his energy." And I think it starts with yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're having fun, if you're happy with yourself, then people can feed off you, right? So to
Mhm.
me, that's something that I want to be remembered. Somebody that man, like I like working with him. He was cool. Like he made me feel good about what we were doing. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't just a transaction or it wasn't
Yep.
I wasn't just taking. If that, yeah, yeah, that's what
No,
I mean by that.
absolutely. That definitely makes sense because we understand too the business that we're in, it is transactional. And it's
Right.
very rare that you build those relationships, genuine relationships, with other artists, organizers, promoters, attendees, even of a visual artist. So when having moments like we're having now, this is for me a way of giving people their flowers, whether they know it or not, because I think also in the arts entertainment business, things are kind of seen today, gone tomorrow. So
Yeah.
realizing too, we all have our real world lives, and the next day you can just say, I'm not doing it anymore. And for me, it was creating this platform to at least say, before you go, or while you're in the cusp of everything, let's just take a moment to relax and enjoy how much you've been able to accomplish, because we've done so many projects that we're always on to the next and don't have that time a lot to decompress. So for me, it's having you on. And again, thank you again for doing this segment, The Randoms. I love doing it every one of my guests to get to know people a little better. But, overall, really having a conversation from start to finish, it's been eye-opening because, again, this is my way of showing the appreciation to people like yourself that sacrifice so much, because we know it's fun. We know it's work, but we also know how much we sacrifice maybe at home. The times we don't get to see our families, friends, loved ones, and, those parties and events we miss because we have an event or we have to do some editing and we have to get it to the client as soon as possible. And this is the moment for me of taking time away from that, enjoying you just not as the artist, but as the human being, because I think that's the most important thing. And for me, it's really been a pleasure. It's been an honor to have you because I've admired your work for so many years, to have you on this platform. But before we do go, I would love to know if you had any last few words for myself and the audience.
Well, yeah, I want to say thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for having me in your platform. I love what you're doing because I think it's so important to showcase different people and getting more feedback from this other artists that are putting in the work. And I just want to say, keep doing what you love for everybody. That's just, it's very basic, but we forget sometimes that, like, what is the true meaning of we love to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely very important. And this goes out to everybody. Invest in your product, invest in yourself, invest in whatever it is that you're doing, an event, a video. This goes for all the professionals. If you think that you're a professional, if you think you're the best in the game, invest in yourself and invest in your product, because that's what's going to keep you relevant, right? Like you said, film comes in, film comes out. We're looking for the next thing. So if you don't put good quality content out there, you will be missed.
Absolutely. And for me too, I think it's also so much important of, when I'm talking about collaboration, it's not just also having these conversations, but also putting the actions to words of even myself creating a group called The Collective that will welcome visual artists just to come and feel appreciated by other visual artists, but also as well sharing and promoting your own personal work, because I believe people need to see it. And for me, like I do with every guest, and making sure that no matter what, if I see a piece of visuals that you're doing, I'll gladly share it, because you never know who's watching. You never know who might need it. So, for me, it's been a pleasure. It's been an amazing episode 161 of how many I'm gonna do. I'm trying to hit Joe Rogan numbers in a couple years. I'm trying to hit, and I'm not talking about just Spotify, just the amount of people, because lastly, I do this because I think one of the greatest things we have in life is socialization, learning about people. So being able to connect with you, understanding your roots from Miami, now in New York, it's a pleasure. It's an honor to have you as a New Yorker. I consider New York. I can see the little swag in you now. It's a little, little bop, but most of all, I appreciate you as a visual artist, because I understand a lot of the sacrifices and things it entails in order to get the perfect shot. So, I mean,
thank you, thank you, and thank you for giving us a platform to share what we really are thinking.
Absolutely. And trust me, people, this is just part one. I'm definitely want to have JC back on the platform, where we're going to definitely get a little more gritty, a little more deeper into some interesting stories and things we've experienced probably in the Congresses. And yeah, it's going to get interesting. This has been an amazing episode 161 of the Live Discussions with Diamond podcast. I here am Diamond Rivera alongside JC Boo, and this has been another special episode. Guys, we'll see you again. Episode 162 is coming up. We'll see you soon. Peace.